let's get physical. 22nd until the 26th of May. Let's jump straight in to what we've got this week. Farming Simulator 23, yeah, we're kicking off this week in a similar manner to the way we kicked off last week. Gardening, but this time on an industrial scale. Swapping your lawnmower for a combine harvester. This is a game series with many a fan. It goes particularly well with dubstep music, I heard. In this one, you have even more crop types, including grapes, olives, and something called sorghum, which sounds like something aliens feed on. They've also added chickens. What? It's taken this long to add chickens into Farming Simulator. There's like 8 billion chickens slaughtered every single day in the name of McDonald's. And it's taken till 2023 to have them represented in Farming Simulator. Goddamn love chicken nuggets. And if you love slaughtering animals and plants in the name of the human race and you want to order this, and if you're in North America and you want to pick up any of the retail games in this episode, please check the links in the description and pinned comment you can buy from Video Games Plus and support us greatly at the same time. Remember, they have worldwide free shipping over 80 Canadian dollars, which is not that much. Plus, standard shipping to the US is pretty cheap too. They're just a really nice company and support us in a great way. And anyone who buys something using our links in the description, each week they will be put into a draw to win a $10 discount coupon. And this week's winner is Kevin M. Congratulations, you'll get an email from VGP in the next few days with your discount coupon. Congratulations and thanks for your support. Fitness Circuit is the game that's going to help you get rid of the chicken nuggets you just consumed from your Uber Eats after I just reminded you of their existence. This looks quite funky. I'm not sure how it's supposed to work in terms of knowing that you're taking part, rather than swinging your Joy-Con with one hand and chunking down a cheeseburger with the other hand. I don't know how it does that. Is there an accessory or something? Don't know. But these types of games are 10 a penny on the Switch, but I have to admit, this one does seem to stand out. Puzzle Bobble Everybubble. Well, it's a puzzle bubble game, again, for $40. I mean, the gameplay is classic, but I really hope this adds something to the cause instead of just, what could be just a quick porting job of one of the older titles. Apparently, this has a story mode, which I'm sure will be guaranteed to be Shakespearean levels of quality. And you can also add 4 players, so that's something. I'm just wondering what the next play on Everybody is going to be. We had Everybody with Chocobo, we have Everybubble with this. I think it's going to be between two. It's going to be Every Bunny for a rabbit-themed game, or Every Booby for boobies. The birds, obviously. Booby birds, Obviously. The Night Witch is probably releasing this week. Now, hear me out on this. It's a shoot 'em up. Alright. It's a Metroidvania. Interesting. And the pièce de résistance, a deck building card game. I'd slam my head on this desk right now if there wasn't a stupidly expensive microphone right here. Suppose I could do it over here. There's a 3DS there. Would it be rude for me to just skip over deck builders, just brush them off? This is releasing this week. It's a deck builder. Moving on. Visually, it does look really lovely though, and it is published by Team 17, so there is some kind of quality to expect, so probably a good one if you're into mind-numbingly picking cards. Monster Menu, the Scavenger's Cookbook, is releasing this week. This is from NIS America, one of their lesser publicized titles. They often break out these C-tier releases once in a while that everyone forgets sharpish until the price starts cranking up on eBay. Hopefully this doesn't go that way. Anyways, this is a cute looking dungeon crawling RPG where you cook monsters you find, which has been done before, but I don't think in a tactical gameplay style. It looks alright, it looks very NIS America, shall we say. And our executive producers Ozgolo, Issa, and Jennifer M have chosen this as their pick of the week. Saga of Sins is releasing in Europe this week, at least that's what retailers are telling me. North Americans, you're gonna have to wait until November. Why? Well, they have a different publisher. But whatever, this is a pretty cool looking game. The visual style is like stained glass windows in a medieval theme. It looks ace, but I did hear is mostly style. The substance may be a little bit lacking. It's a side-scrolling action game, and if you want to pre-order the North American version, well in advance, you could do so with the links below. Alright, it is The Low Prince. Sword and Fairy Inn 2 is Eastasiasoft's latest exclusive in partnership with PlayAsia. This is a spin-off of the legendary Asian series Sword and Fairy, which is slowly creeping up in popularity in the West, mainly thanks to Eastasiasoft's efforts. I believe this was originally a mobile game, a business management sim as you run, and in, who'd have thought that? It looks massively cute, probably hopelessly addictive. You take part in all sorts of facets, from recruiting famous characters in the series to sourcing ingredients yourself, and I am in. Get it? Because I'm in and in. There's a standard edition as well as a collector's edition going to be available to pre-order on Thursday, and I would massively appreciate it if you come back on that day, come to this video, click the link in the description to pre-order and support us at the same time. Remember, if you click the link, you can also get 5% off if you use the code SWTV23. I'll see you guys on Thursday. Super Rare have Wavetale, and they're going at a rate of knots this year. This, I believe, is what's called a Jesus simulator for the modern era, i.e. it's a hipster running on water rather than a dude in sandals. Or are they the same thing? It actually looks a bit like a Sonic game, sort of on rails-ish running platforming, auto attacks. Look, she even has blue hair. I'd play a Jesus Sonic game, and so would you. So yeah, why not? There's 4,000 copies available, 2,000 of which have a Steam box stapled to them because they could do with the extra cash. Look for it on Thursday, and our executive producer Parsnip Coffee and Thorn Metal Luna, they've chosen this as their pick of the week. Eschatos is Strictly Limited's next game, or however you're supposed to say it, I don't know. I shat toast. Too much information. Well done you. But this is basically 3 games in 1 from what I heard. I don't know a whole lot about it, but I do know the main game is alongside 2 other games, Judgment Silver Sword and Cardinal Sin, who I'm pretty sure was a wrestler, but no, also a Wonder Swan game. Those are the side dish though, since this is mostly about I Shat Toast. You can pre-order this in a standard or collector's edition from Strictly Limited's website right now. Alien Isolation is Limited Run Games' only game this week. You can probably guess why. It's a tactic called Please For The Love Of All That's Holy by this one, because we want to sell more Sega games in the future. Of course, I'm really happy about this, finally getting a physical release. Apparently one of the best modern horror games, and the best alien game ever made. Not that that's a hard achievement. It's like saying something is the best picture in the world, drawn by my daughter. Actually, this is genuinely sick. There's some Cthulhu shit going on in here. HR Geiger, eat your heart out. Anyways, just like that milk that spurted from Ash's robotic shell, Limited Run be milking this with a couple of collector's editions alongside the standard edition. You can pre-order on Friday, and our executive producer God of Resin has chosen this as his pick of the week. Alright, it's the imports time. We're heading into Play Asia territory. Yeah, if you want to import any of the games shown here, then please consider using the Play Asia links below. Play Asia is always the #1 way to support us, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Really, it supports this series more than anything else. And you can also get 5% off if you click our links and use the code SWTV23, which may run out at the end of this week or end of next week. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, make the most of it, because this week, oh, it's hot in Japan. Kizuna AI, Touch the Beat, or is it I don't know, is releasing this week. I'm quite excited about this one. I love me some rhythm gaming. I love some happy-go-lucky anime girls. They are my spirit animal, as I'm sure you can tell with my also happy-go-lucky personality. This was once a VR rhythm game, a bit like Beat Saber, but it's been reworked for the Switch. Not sure how, but I look forward to giving it a try if possible. Looks pretty cool. This is a great time to be a rhythm fan. This is only releasing in Japan at the time of writing this, and it does have English, at least according to Amazon Japan. There is a standard edition as well as a slightly overpriced looking collector's edition. At least for the content, it's got some glow sticks if you want to look like a full-blown prat. And our executive producer Cartoon Soren has chosen this as his pick of the week. BATSUGUN Saturn Tribute Boosted is a big release this week, releasing in Japan and Asian regions, both of which have English. This is a classic shooter from the Saturn via the arcades. Many see this as the first bullet hell due to the systems it introduced. Can't get more legendary than that. This is only releasing in Japan physically at the time of writing this, but I wouldn't be shocked to see Limited Run do this in the future, since they're new overlords, Joshi's new boss. They own the rights to Toa Plan, so yeah, it's more than likely to happen at some point, but whatever, Japan is better anyways. There is also a nice collector's edition which comes with a soundtrack CD, and our executive producers Instacritic and Robotech have chosen this as their pick of the week. HandyGames Deluxe Pack is releasing in Japan this week with English. This is a good old triple pack of value with 3 games in one. One of them already has a physical release in the West, but the others do not. We've got Gianna Sisters, that's peanuts these days in the West, but there's also One Hand Clapping and Pile Up, which I don't know a whole lot about, but people I've talked with have told me they're pretty good games. And our executive producer Brett McLean's chosen this as his pick of the week. Monster Fruit Academy is finally getting a slightly wider release. If you remember, this was perhaps the most obscure import of all time, thanks to only releasing in Taiwan at only certain stores. Like, I don't think you could even buy it online. But now, a year later or so, it's going to Hong Kong at retail, and you can order it online. This is a party game of sorts. You probably weren't missing out too much if you struggled to get it, but now you don't need to worry about it. You can get it anytime you want. It plays in English, of course, and our executive producer JCross7776 has chosen this as his pick of the week. Drainus is releasing in Japan this week. Do you like drainage from your anus? Well, Drainus may be the game for you. It's the enema you never knew you needed. Of course, it's a bit shooter heavy like this week, so it might be getting a bit overshadowed considering it already got a European limited release via Strictly Limited Games, but this is also a great option for a modern shooter. It's coming in a collector's edition, and a standard edition, of course, has English as well. Akai Ito and Oi Shiro HD Remaster getting a release this week. This is a double pack of visual novels, remakes of some very well regarded Yuri games. They are long as well, like 30 hours each, which is not usual for a Yuri game. Great artwork, and best of all, they have English for the first time. Hopefully the English is good. But yeah, I'm quite interested in this, but the physical release is only coming in a collector's edition, which is quite pricey for Westerners, considering most of the value is in the drama CDs, which are only in English. But there is a triple CD soundtrack, which is nice, so yeah. VN fans, look out for this one. RWBY is, what I'm talking about, it's a song. RWBY Arrowfell is releasing in Japan and Asia this week with English. Limited Run Games recently closed pre-orders for their version, so if you missed that, then you can get this cheaper version instead. Not sure how good this game is, but it looks alright. Side-scrolling action-adventure. There's Japanese and an Asian release, so pick your poison. They both have English, and our executive producer, our man in Japan, Vei, has chosen this as his pick of the week. Also, a quick shout out to The Legend of Tianding, which is getting a Japanese physical release this week. It got released in Asia already, and Limited Run currently have pre-orders open for theirs, but this is also an option. Now, Japan and Asia, they are going hell for leather now that Zelda is out the way. Look at all this! One of which we have already, some of which we're probably going to get, others no chance we're going to get. Okay, there's just a lot of stuff going on right now. Alright, now I do want to give you a warning about an upcoming import, not releasing this week. Normally I'd either do all the new announcements or all the upcoming imports, but I'm going to save that for another week since it's quite packed already. But I'm mentioning this specific one right now because 1, I'm really excited about it, and 2, if it's anything like the Three Kingdoms release, it's going to be super difficult to get a hold of in the future. Nobunaga's Ambition Awakening is getting an English Asian physical release, and I can't wait. This is going to be digital only in the West, and the Japanese and Chinese releases, they will not have English. Only this one, and it won't hang about, I promise you, okay? The Three Kingdoms release, one of my favorite in my collection, so get your pre-orders for this in sharpish if I were you. Obviously, if you don't care about it, fine, but if you do, if you're on the fence, just get your order in, okay? Alright, there's no community spotlight this week, but I'm going to do a quick personal spotlight, okay? Idea Factory, they were nice enough to send me a nice collector's edition of one of their more recent releases, Fairy Fencer F Refrain Chord, the collector's edition, from their website, Idea Factory's web store. Now, I've talked about this game already in a few different videos, and I said I was really impressed by it. I really enjoyed the strategy RPG gameplay, which is different from the original. The story, give or take, a bit too much comedy for my liking. You know, I don't like comedy. But, you know, it's a minor point because I was playing for the gameplay. It's really good. My favorite kind of strategy RPG as well, because it's closer to Final Fantasy Tactics rather than, say, Fire Emblem. It's good, I like that. Now, this collector's edition comes with a few nice things. You get the game, obviously, but inside you get a steel case. Yeah, it's not an official Steam box, but it's still nice and well made, and some really nice artwork on it. You also get a soundtrack CD, double CD, and the music for the game also really good, so I will be sticking this on my phone in the near future. And it also comes with a nice chunky art book, which is hardcover. I always appreciate that. And it's handy that the game itself has nice artwork. I mean, I look at some art books and you're wondering, like, why did they even bother? But this is actual art, alright? Now, that's what comes inside the collector's box, but outside it, you also get a music book with sheet music for some of the tracks in the game, which is pretty cool. Not sure what I'm gonna do with it, since I can't even play Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, and I've only tried at least, like, 12 years. It's also quite large. Not sure why they couldn't have been, like, a bit smaller to fit in the box, but if you're your very own Rocket Man, and you want to tell everybody this is your song, well, be careful, because these collector's editions may be like candles in the wind, by which I mean they might crash in a French tunnel. I mean, they might sell out quickly. Don't hang about. Not sure why I've gone all Elton on this, but yeah. Also, if you purchase it from Iffy's online store, at least for what I know from North America, you can get a free jailbait card as well. Oh yeah. All in all, very nice, compact collector's edition. Bit of a hidden gem on the system, seriously. This came out, no one talked about it. It's a good game. Check the links in the description, whether you want the standard or collector's editions. Now, there's no community spotlight this week because I've had a really rough week in terms of health. I was out of action the whole of last week, and mentally it kind of got me down because it means I'm massively behind on everything I want to accomplish, which you guys know me is a lot. I'm a hard worker, so having a week off basically just it derailed everything. But I did manage to show part 2 of my Kirby retrospective on my personal Patreon, if you want to support that. Part 3 may be like 2 or 3 weeks away. The only shining light about me being unwell is that I played a shit ton of Kirby while in bed. That kind of helped out. But still, no mood for writing. Not had much mood to write anything funny. Sorry if this has been a bit boring, but it is what it is. I don't force anything when I write it, it just comes out. And it's hard to come out when I'm extra miserable. Anyways, thank you for your support. I genuinely appreciate it. If you use our links to purchase something, or my Patreon, or you just, watch the ads, that helps as well. Alright, special thanks to our executive producers Damon Wilkinson, God of Resin, Boombox, Brent McLean, Santa Dartaruga, Alexander Cato, JCross7776, Punkidusa, Cartoon Soren, Robotech, Z, Raven Knight, Thorn Metal Luna, Parsnip Coffee, Issa, Vey, Mental Traveler, Offphone, Jennifer M, Instacritic, Precision Play, Kadacha, Osgolo, Totally Grateful, and Alex M plus you. Yeah, you watching right now. If you watched all the way through, well, thank you so much. If you did watch all the way through, please leave me a chicken emoji in honor of delicious chicken nuggets. Alright? Yeah. See ya.